Welcome to the 100 Offers Challenge. What is up, guys? Zach Ginn here.
Rick Ginn here.
And in today's live challenge video, we are sharing with you exactly how you can do 3 things and 3 things only. 100 offers in 30 days with 0 excuses. We're going to share with you exactly how you can start making offers right now, today, and make over 100 offers in the next 30 days. Now, I know that seems very far-fetched, like, holy moly, what are they talking about? But in this challenge, we're going to specifically show you how easy and simple it is for you to go out here and start taking action. Action is not that complicated. You just go out here and do the work. But you got to know exactly how to do it the right way and the right tools and systems to be using, which we're going to be sharing with you today for success wholesaling real estate. And so without further ado, let's break this all down and let's share exactly how you're going to crush it and succeed in wholesaling real estate. And so the one thing I can tell you is wholesaling real estate is all about actions over fear. And so many wholesalers really go out here, right? And they feel like, oh my gosh, the reason why I can't become successful right now is I don't know how to make an offer, or I'm not good enough at making offers. And that's going to be the reason I can't do it. And the thing about it is your fear of not making offers is killing your success. And so if you choose today to make an action, like that is who you are now, you're going to have success.
Yeah. I mean, listen, think about the first time you rode a bike, the first time you even tried walking. Nobody nails it the first time. No. And the problem is if you go, well, I'm going to wait till I'm completely prepared, which is what most of you do, and it work. The real secret to wholesaling, it's 2 things. It's just taking action, and you don't know the outcome. You're used to always knowing the outcome. Your brain tries to tell you, I need to know what's going to happen before I do it. You're not going to get that satisfaction in wholesaling. So number 1, you got to take action. Number 2, you just got to learn to consistently do it. It's going to suck in the beginning. I don't even hide it from you, but we find the difference in my 23 years of wholesaling is the ones that just take action and keep showing up every day are the ones that figure it out and the ones that become most successful. If you want everything to work out perfect, you want to know the answer, you want to know the outcome of every situation wholesaling, you are not going to succeed. So the training we give you today, it's up to you if you go forward with it or not. This is completely different than anything you're going to learn in school, because your entire life you've been taught to figure, like, study, take 15, 16 years. No, I'm telling you, consume content for a week and go out there and do it. And everyone will tell you you're crazy, but I'm just telling you, that's the difference. And once you stop taking action, that's when all the doubt's going to come. You learn through repetition of action over and over. It has never changed. The technology's changed, the speed has changed, but the action, it will be here forever. No matter if you're just getting started today or you're 5 years into it. If you're having a problem in wholesaling, I promise you're not taking enough action. Just take it. Ask yourself this: what's the worst case scenario that's going to happen? You're already there. Most of you are frustrated with what you're doing and who you're working for. So take a leap. I've been doing this 23 years. What are you, 9 now? This is crazy.
I'm about to hit 9.
And it's the same thing for everyone who starts. Don't reinvent the wheel. Take the action. If you want to know the outcome of everything, you can't get that in wholesaling, and that's what's holding you. That's what's holding you back.
I mean, the main part of this challenge is the education part is going to be pretty brief here. I mean, it's going to be, long-ish, but you got to remember that the best education is going to be through perspiration. And what I mean by this is you making 100 offers. At the end of those 100 offers, you're going to have way more knowledge of how to close a seller and talk to them than watching 15 hours of me. It just, you learn more, right? It's always like you can't read a book on how to ride a bike. And a lot of people are trying to read books on riding a bike. You just got to be there, right? And once you're there, you get it and it completely clicks. And this is what we're going to be sharing today. And so we're going to share our insane 100 offers challenge. We're very excited about it. And I think this is going to kind of get people off the book on how to read the bike, get people stopping to reading the book on how to ride the bike and actually get on that dang bike themselves so they could start doing deals. And so a very important quote that I have to let you guys know is, if you ain't making offers, you ain't making money. Now, I don't know how many times I've said this. I mean, you've said this a million times too, but if you're not making offers, you ain't making money. And so I've always said, but I can look at anybody's wholesaling business and I can just ask one question that can predict with about 80% accuracy, 90, I'd say 90% accuracy, how much money you've made. And the question is, how many offers did you make this month? That is the only question I have to ask you. And well, how do you game the system with me? Well, that's pretty obvious. Just go out here and make as many offers as possible, and I'll probably gauge you're going to make more money. If we had a little chart of everyone watching this today, right? And we looked exactly where they were at in the amount of offers they made in the past month. And then we actually had their bank account, how much money they put in their bank account last 2 or 3 months. Yep. You'll see the ones who made the most offers made the most money. It's pretty dang clear. And so when we understand that, is it how good of a closer you are? Is it how many deals you can cold call? Is it how many JVs you get in? Is all these external, how many texts you send out? Are you doing enough PPC? Like all that stuff's pretty external. And it's all it's all for it'll feed your ego for a second. And it's all vanity metrics when the most important part, and it always comes down to how many offers you're making. If you ain't making offers, you ain't making money. Now, there's bad offers and good offers, right? I'll be honest with you, right? It's important. If I make an offer to an off-market motivated seller who's a probate, one of those a month, I could be making $300,000 a year, right? And so offers do have a weight to them about one's important, one's not, but it's always going to be offers. And the thing that kills most wholesalers is just making 0 offers. I've never made an offer in 4 months. Guys, how many people out of the hundreds of thousands of people that subscribe on our YouTube channels, right? How many of you guys have never made an offer? Let me know in the comments, guys. Let me know in the comments. How many offers have you made, if you could guess, in your whole entire this year? This year, let me know live because we are live, right? How many offers did you make this year? Genuinely curious. Where do you think we're going to be at? Where do you think we're going to be at here? Let's see.
You can't get a deal if you don't make offers. And guys, sometimes
0.
The offer is the catapult to get the conversation going. And listen, I'm only going to make offers on motivated sellers at properties that need to sell, but sometimes just the offer alone can get in the right hands. Sometimes you give it to the husband and the wife sees the offer sitting on the kitchen table. She's like, maybe you should talk to this guy or gal. And so don't be scared. Offers you can actually use as a follow-up tool. We give you tons of tools in XLeads where you can automate it. You can send emails. Heck, you can mail them old school. That's how I used to do it. And I can't tell you how many times I've engaged someone just with an offer. And, Rick, it's they're going to use it against us. Listen, if you can do it in person, great. If you can do it over the phone, great. But at some point, either email an offer, do the e-sign. It's an XLeads. Do it because it is a numbers game. If you only write 3 offers, the most you have is to buy 3 properties. So I don't want to send everybody an offer, but if they got 2 out of the 3 on the ODN, off-market direct seller needs to sell, I'm typically going to make an offer because something happens with offers. Sometimes that's the validation. Go, man, Zach's serious. He put it in writing. And you go, well, it's a lot of effort. Really? That's a lot of effort. You don't think calling thousands of people, cold calling and doing the SMS and doing the reverse driving for dollars, that's the effort. Dude, the contract is a piece of cake. And if you go to freewholesaling.com, I take an entire video and I walk you. Every year I do it. We give you the updates and we hold your hand and just show you exactly how to do it. So the only excuse is if you don't take action doing it. And most of you aren't doing it because you're scared that you might get rejected. Expect to get rejected. And then if you engage a conversation to move forward with it, you've done your job. I got to tell you, a lot of times people go, I don't know if you're serious until you write an offer. So we all want to know the outcome before. But at some point, if you have a motivated seller and you've spent the time qualifying, make the offer. I get it. You did it verbally. You did it over the phone. Take the next act and send the paper thing if it's electronic or in person.
That's how you do it. I mean, kind of looking at these, right? It's kind of interesting, right? But like James said, I made 22 offers, got 4 contracts, but they expired. I need buyers. And so it looks like James is having a dispo problem. So we'll talk about that too today. Obviously, we want to help you out. So I'm going to start this and we'll get back to it. But it's very important to have buyers. But if you get a lowball offer, the buyers will come. So it really depends on what price you got the deal on. But you know, we got zero. We got some zeros. We got some goose eggs. There's not a problem. But that's why you're here. You're honest, right? Nicole, 8. I like that, right? The fact is, most people don't know how many offers they made. That's the truth. And those are the people like commenting, right?
Yep.
12. Okay, that's not bad. Brandon is the only one on here that's made the most money, as I could tell. He's made thousands, and I actually know about Brandon. Yep. And he does deals. Shocker that Brandon is making the most money out of all those comments because he's making the most offers.
And he makes
the
most action. And just highlighting that, guys, I'm no different, Brandon, or you. The only difference is they just take the bold action to move forward. And I promise you, the first few contracts wrote, Brandon's just like, man, like, this is awkward. This is uncomfortable. I'm going to get rejected. After a while, when you expect rejection and then you weed through them and then you get the yes and no's, it's just like a major league batter. I mean, a good hitting percentage is 30%. So that means they go up the bat 10 times. They can strike out or foul out or be tagged out 7 out of 10 times. It's the same thing with us, guys. It's like the numbers are even higher on the rejection. Listen, wholesaling is not for everyone. I don't hide it from anybody. If you don't have the guts to take the actions, there's nothing's going to happen. So keep it in mind. We all start somewhere. Those of you to zero, let's dial in and get you the help you need so you can get started in wholesaling.
There we go. And so if you ain't making offers, you ain't making money. And so we're making offers today, right? And so I have a question for everybody watching this, right? So my question is, what does Kyle here with, we'll make it a little bigger. What does Kyle here with a nice, fancy $5,000 check? What does him? What does Quivancy with $9,000 he just made on his first deal? What does Lofton, got his first contract closing in 8 days, his first deal? What does Jira with her 8th active contract? And Ashton here, he made $60,000. Pretty cool. And then what did Irvin here made $55,000 on a sticky note? What do they all have in common, right? Like, wow, those, I might want to be like that person. Well, those people are probably people that we all want to be. I mean, who don't want to be Irvin right now with $55,000? Okay. We don't want to, we do not. I think everyone wants to be at that level. That's I don't think anybody here would mind $55,000 in their bank account. Yeah. Well, what do they all have in common? Because they all seem pretty successful in the communities, right? Like what's going on with them? Well, here's what they have all in common. They have 3 simple things in common. The 3 things they all have in common is, number 1, I taught them for free. They never gave me one dime. That's it. That is first and foremost. This is the most important thing. They never gave me a dime. I never asked for money. All I did was give them information. And so that's the first and most important part, because I think everybody in here thinks that when you do a challenge or something, like the end of it's supposed to hit you over the bat with an offer or something like, oh, give me money. And guys, letting you know, like, put your guard. I'm not here to ask for no mentorship, no course, guys. The information I'm giving you is everything you need. But the thing about it is, they joined the community, but they treated the community like a $7,000 course, because it is a $7,000 course that I get for free. Because I could just turn that little price button on that thing and you can't go in, right? But they treated it like a paid, like a $8,000-$9,000 paid community. They talk to each other, they post, they are active in the communities, and they treat it like a nice, fat, big paid community, because it is. Also, if you don't believe me, you have all their names. Go DM them on school, go DM them on Facebook, go ask them in the comment section. I bet they're in this comments here too. Is Zach full of it? Did he just lie? Was that a fake success story? No, you can DM these people. They're all real legit, right? Now, number 2, very important. They never gave up. I'm very, very big into this, and I've always been big on this, but you only lose in wholesaling when you quit and give up. They have had some struggles. Ashton, when he made 60 grand his first deal, he was going through months without deals, right? Yeah. And I remember him telling me his wife kept pushing him to do better and better. And that was really cool. And it was really inspirational for me, right? But he never gave up. And guess what? His first deal, because he never gave up, was $60,000. Holy moly. That is insane.
The journey you go through in wholesaling is what makes you the wholesaler.
Yep.
If it was super easy, guys, everybody would do this and you wouldn't have the opportunity. So I love that wholesaling weeds out the weak, the tired, the people that can't handle rejection. Guys, here's the truth. Most people starting wholesaling today, they're just weak. I'm just telling you, they're going to try it. And when you try something, it means I'm going to try it. If it doesn't work out, I'm going to go do something else. So you only have to beat the average wholesaler, which is beyond weak. Most people quit wholesaling within 90 days.
You can plug and unplug. It looks like it went out.
So let's check.
Okay, you're good. Talk.
So if you, I constantly hear this, the market's so saturated. It's saturated with wannabes, people that want to make a quick buck that don't want to work. And we have to understand that, like, as many people as in wholesaling, the ones that truly want it are the ones that go get it. The ones that just want it super easy, they're never going to make it. You just have to outlast these people that, and they buy courses. They think everything's going to be done for it. The ones that go out and do the work, they're the ones that are going to get it done. You look at like the Brandons, all these other people, it's the same thing. You've got to understand, you've got to fight through it. Somebody told you that it would be super, super easy. Okay.
We gotta buy a fourth mic. We gotta figure out what's going on. We're smoking through them.
So guys, it's up to you. I'm just telling you, everything we teach you, freewholesaling.com, everything on the stream, like, stop comparing yourself to the average wholesaler. They suck. If you want to be someone special and just knock it out of the park, do something different. Don't quit. If it takes you 6 months or 9 months, you guys hear me all the time. I tell you about the marathon of wholesaling, because most people are going to quit. You want to look good? You want to look rich, or you want to become rich? An incredible difference. Use that mentality. Use this information. Push forward.
Guys, never give up. And then also, number 3, most importantly, they all made offers. Come on. Like, this is pretty obvious. But you got to risk it for the biscuit. I mean, you don't make $60,000 on a deal by just not making an offer. That's the whole challenge, is to make an offer. Yeah, you know, we didn't go make it all fancy name. 100 offers. That's what you got to do. The point of it is, I kind of look at it as, you know, and again, I'm going to get roasted for saying this, but like, you kind of look at it as like a, you know, like a Navy SEAL training or like some sort of really difficult boot camp. It's like, do people pay? Can you pay money to become a Navy SEAL? No, it doesn't matter. Like, that is not an honor that you pay for, right? And the thing about it is, they make it hard on purpose, right? And those things are like, it's very difficult to obtain, and that's kind of the goal. And the thing is, anybody theoretically, right, could go out here and be a Navy SEAL if they wanted to, if they tried, right? As long as the height and weight requirements, right? But you could train yourself to get there, right? Maybe your height, if you're like 4'2", maybe. But like, outside of your height and age, right? Like, if you want to go do it, you can do it. And for most people, if you are an adult male, you know, and you're 20 years old, right? Unless you have some crazy genetic situation, right? You theoretically could become a Navy SEAL, right? Now, the problem is, when you look at those, you know, Navy SEALs, and a lot of them will say that, like, you have to be born with this craziness in your mind to go do it. But like, because you know, what we're trying to give you, these $60,000 and $50,000 deals, you don't pay for the privilege of being able to. You just got to earn it. Okay, it's not about money. It's not about how much money you throw at wholesaling. It's about how much effort you put into, and it's something above paying money to go learn this, right? And if you just kill your fear, I promise you are going to be making a ton of money. But there's risk involved. You are going to be risking being nervous. You're going to be risking failing, and failure is inevitable in wholesaling. Failure is with everything in life. And if you're willing to just say, no, I don't care anymore, I'm going to make the offers, you're good to go. The reason why I like 100 offers is you can just count how many offers you make. Okay, 100, 99 more, 98 more, 97, 96, 95. Rick always says it's a marathon, not a sprint. And the coolest part about this marathon that we're giving you is there's an actual distance involved. In wholesaling, it's not like a race where, it's 5 miles. Okay, I'm a mile 2, almost there, right? the cool part about this challenge is there's an actual end to the race. But the problem is you have to start making the effort, right? And so 100, that's it.
Yeah, and not to beat this to death, but it really comes like all the training in the world. I believe we provide the best training, but you got to really want it. And so, number one, we talk about Navy SEALs. Do you go read the David Goggins book, Can't Hurt Me? The man was 300 pounds exterminating cockroaches and rats. And everybody told him, you can't do it. And guess what? It pissed him off to the point it's his life mission to prove everybody wrong. So go be the David Goggins of wholesaling. Like, that's how I look at it. 300 pounds. He had to lose 100 pounds in 30 days. Guys, look at people that go, people hire a trainer all the time. How much they pay a trainer? $50 to $100 an hour? They're still terribly out of shape. They just feel better. That's what sometimes you guys do with courses. You've got to take the information and run with it. It's free or paid. But guys, the last quote is, look into Eric Thomas, a great, great speaker. He has a great story, but he says, when you want this is my saying, but I'm paraphrasing. If you want wholesaling as bad as you want to breathe, then you're in the right game. And go check out Eric Thomas because he's all about it. Like, like we take for granted we're breathing right now. The minute I shut your mouth and hold it, you will do whatever you have to do to breathe. You'll scratch my eyes out. You'll punch me in the face. I need you guys to get the fight in you for wholesaling. We never said it was going to be easy. I know the market implies it. There's a reason for it. Use your brain. So how bad do you want it? You're going to David Goggins the wholesaling? You're going to Eric Thomas? You want it as bad as you want to breathe? Because if you can do that, I'm telling you, I can get you anywhere. We all come from different facets of life. Some of you guys are broke. Some of you guys got silver spoons in your mouth. Wholesaling doesn't care. It only cares how much action you take. So think about David Goggins, Eric Thomas. I'm telling you, if you'll take that attitude, I can take you anywhere. If you're going to spit out excuses and you just keep playing with it, there's nothing I can do for you. It's just the truth. It's 23 years of my experience telling you right now, most of wholesaling is in your head. You guys are scared to push the limit because you've never pushed yourself before. If you want to do it, let's go along with the ride. Let me show you how to do it.
100 offers. Let's do it, guys. And so we're pretty excited about it. So a lot of people, might not know who we are. And so let's explain. Who are we? We are Rick. Well, my name's Zach Ginn.
I'm Rick Ginn.
And basically, we are one of the largest wholesalers in the country by deal volume. Not collectively, but I mean, the problem is here's the main issue with the amount of numbers of deals we've done. Okay, a lot of people get weirded out by it, but basically, he's got a nice little lead difference over me. But when we close a deal in the company, we both claim it as ourselves. So if this week, if we close 15 deals, I'll add 15 deals to my volume and you'll add 15 to yours. So it looks sexy, right? It looks sexy, right? 4,000 deals, 3,500 deals. Collectively, we've done over 7,500 deals. Well, a lot of them are duplicates because I've wholesaled over 20. I've wholesaled over 40,000 doors. I don't know. But guys, the thing about it is a lot of people get upset how many deals we've done. 4,000, 3,500, a lot, but if we'll close a deal today, we'll both count it for each other, right? And so I'm just going to use him, for example, because he has done more than me, but a lot of it's overlapped, right? So the number is about 4,000 wholesaling deals, and the cool, and then countless flips. Jesus, how many flips have we done?
Is that Whataburger?
That's Whataburger. That was a good picture we have of us. I'm hungry.
Is it In-N-Out Burger?
No, Whataburger. Remember in Dallas? In the hood?
In-N-Out Burger is
that was
exactly
rough.
What it says.
That was rough.
It went in great, and it went out worse.
Yeah, we got... we went in the hood in Dallas, but it was good. It was good. But basically, closed over 4,000 wholesaling real estate deals. And what I'm here to do for you is I want to teach you wholesaling real estate for free. Now, let me just give you the honest truth. I make enough money wholesaling, so I don't need to be selling you some mentorship course. And that basically is the reason why I created freewholesaling.com. What freewholesaling.com is, it's the largest and best, most valuable wholesaling community out there where we teach wholesaling real estate absolutely for free. And so it is our community. And that's basically a group of wholesalers together with the one goal of making each other better wholesalers. Now, I've said this again, and I'll continue saying this. I make a lot of money wholesaling houses. So I don't need to go sell you some mentorship program. You make a lot of money wholesaling houses. You don't need to go selling a mentorship program. This has led us to be attacked by a lot of real estate wholesaling coaches, and they just don't like that we teach they don't like that we teach it for free. And honestly, their loss, your gain. So we're here to teach you about wholesaling real estate. The reason why I wanted to share this is you're going to get seen a lot, the word freewholesaling.com. Freewholesaling.com is just the link to our community that you can join absolutely for free. And so that is who we are. Okay. So again, what is this challenge? Well, this challenge first and foremost, okay, is all about making 100 offers. That is it. That is what this challenge is all about. 100 offers is all you need, honestly, for like, I'll be straight up with you, for an entire year, that's all you need. Like, if you did off-market deals, code violations, probates, pre-foreclosures, 100 offers for a year, chill you out. You'll be good. But here's the problem. That'd be great to do 100 offers in a year challenge. Yeah, that's great. It doesn't roll off the tongue as good. But something's kind of upsetting me. You know, my Zach senses are tingling. But I just saw something about someone said they're making 0 offers. That is unacceptable to me. There's nothing wrong with you, but I do not accept that is going to be the norm going forward for you. You need to make at this point, you gotta make some offer. I don't care, okay? You just gotta offer something. And the way I look at it is, if you're playing basketball and I say, well, how many points you score? 0. Well, how many shots did you shoot? I don't shoot when I get the ball, I just pass it. Well, how are you gonna score any I want to score points, but when I get the ball, I get so scared I just pass it to somebody. Why don't you at least try to shoot it? Well, what if it doesn't go in? Well, most of the time it doesn't go in. What do you mean? Kobe Bryant, I love Kobe. He had a 30% three-point percentage. That means, you remember saying 30% about the baseball players? Kobe Bryant, 70% of the time, his threes didn't go in. Wow. Do people think he's a loser when it comes to basketball? No. Okay. And so it's like, and so the thing about it is, if you want to score more points, you shoot more of the basket. Now, of course, we could talk about how to be the most effective shooter of all time, but statistically, you take more shots, you score more. And at this point, if you've made 0 shots, just start chucking up half quarters. I don't even care at this point. But you just got to start shooting, right? It's all about making shots on goal here. And so many guys aren't even doing that. And so the whole goal is, let's do a year worth of offers in 1 month. Screw it. You'll get some deals, right?
Yeah, I mean, guys, it's one of the most important stats is how many offers you make. So just even basketball, if you don't make the shot, you have 0% of getting anything. So you do it to baseball. If you don't swing the bat, you're hoping to get walked every time. It's not going to happen. And guys, listen, same thing goes with marketing. I'm a big fan of you got to incorporate and control your marketing. If you think everybody else can do it for you and companies supply it, you're not in control, because you don't know what kind of deals. They'll give you a $2 million house. That qualifies as a lead. They'll give you one in Tacoma, Washington. You're in Florida. I'm like, how the heck am I going to do that? I'm not set up for virtual. So you're in complete control. That's what you guys have to understand. You're at the wheel. Stop telling me everybody else is driving. You don't have a self-driving car. We don't have a Waymo. So you got to do it. Like I'm telling you, you're the only person that is accountable if you made an offer or not is you. It's not me and Zach. It's not the market. It's not the saturation. It's not all the real estate coaches. At the end of the day, you're the person that's accountable for it. And honestly, until you take full accountability for everything you do, especially in wholesaling, and this will iterate in every other portion of your life, things change, man. Like you'll look at people that give you excuses and go, I didn't realize he or she whined so much. And if you understand that, it's ultimately up to you. So if you're at 0, good news. You recognize the problem. So maybe you're just starting out, or maybe you have analysis by paralysis. Let's get through it. Let's figure out how to make these offers. You have to recognize the problem. Those of you who could put up zeros, I give you all the credit in the world. You're brutally honest. And remember, if you can't identify the problem, you can't fix it. Those of you hiding, go, I'm not going to make an offer till everything's right. Good luck. Dude, the first offer I made was the most painful one I ever made in my life. And then it just got sequentially easier as I went on.
Talk about your first offer.
I was shaking and trembling. I did it in person. And honestly, I massively overpaid for the property. And when I realized I overpaid for it, I had to either cancel it or go back and tell them the truth. And I learned a valuable lesson about how to overpay for a property. A lot of you guys in this comments, I've got 5 deals under contract, but I got to back out. I can't find a buyer. Number one, if you can't find a buyer, you're not making enough effort, or you are overpaying for your properties. And listen, the first time you make a mistake, it's a mistake. The second time, it's a decision. It's a decision, and if you keep making it over and over, I made this mistake, that you learn. You're all going to make mistakes. I made horrible mistakes, guys, like crazy mistakes. I've made lawsuit mistakes, but I've learned to go. I remember the first time I ever got served a lawsuit. I went to go hide under the couch. I was horrified. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to reach out a lawyer, and then after that, I survived, and you'll survive too, guys. Just write the offers. Like David Goggins in Wholesaling, just go. And I'm not telling you to write reckless offers. Every time you write an offer, you're going to learn something about you and about the type of seller you want to deal with. And if you make enough offers, you go, man, I'm not going to keep doing that again. But don't make the mistake, I'm not going to make an offer because I don't want to get rejected. It's actually the opposite. Make more offers, have better marketing, and make sure you're wholesaling. You're working with sellers directly that are off market that need to sell. Because you can't make it click without the offer. Remember, the first time is a mistake. The second time is a decision you just keep repeating over and over. Differentiate the two.
Oh, yeah. So, again, first and foremost, 100. That should be your goal. That should be kind of your North Star here. But I'll be honest with you guys. So I am sick of you not making offers. I've shown this again. I can continue to keep showing you this. But it's literally the point of wholesaling. You ain't making offers. You ain't making money. So let's go out here and actually start making offers. Guys, I ain't gonna be all upset right now, but I'm just telling you guys, like, if you're not making offers, like, why are you watching this video? I'm straight up with you. Like, why are you watching this video? Because you're just wasting my time, your time. Because if you just want to sit around and don't make offers, you ain't gonna make any money. So we're talking about this: 100 offers in the next 30 days. With 0 excuses. Okay, this is the goal. This is what we're doing. The most important part of this is the 0 excuses. I don't want to hear any issue, because I promise you, your little mind right here, it's going to produce an excuse. It's going to produce the most clever one. Here's the worst part about your mind. Your mind knows your greatest weaknesses. Because it's your subconscious mind, right? So it's going to tell you the sweetest, most beautiful lies to yourself. That I call them excuses. Oh, my back hurts. I can't make an offer today. Oh, I'm tired. I can't make an offer today. Oh, my voice kind of hurts a little. I can't make an offer today, guys. Until you make that inner person in your mind that talks to you, until you just absolutely become the boss of it, it will become the boss of you. And no, we ain't going to do this anymore, okay? We are going to become a controller of our lives. We're not going to let our little person in the back of our mind come out. And we got to know that you're never going to be perfect. It always happens, right? So if you ever go on like a 3-mile run, a 4-mile run, every single time I've gone running, that little weak person in my mind always comes out. It always wants to say something like, "Oh, don't hurt yourself. You might tear your ACL, so you should chill out." Like, it always comes out. But you have to. It's a muscle. If you don't work out the muscle, it's going to atrophy and get weaker and weaker and weaker. You have to keep letting the inner, the inner weak person in your mind that you're the boss. That's going to be a different word. You got to smack it around a couple times. Let them know, hey, I'm in charge, buddy. Right? You got.
Just stop negotiating with yourself.
I agree.
You all negotiate all the time. Like, I tell you, I go running. It's so freaking hot in South Florida right now. I go, okay, I'm going to run 5 miles. And about mile 2, my mind goes, 3 would be fine. Yeah. You 3. And I'm like, no, tell it who's in charge. Because most of us are conditioned our entire life that we just let our body make its own decisions. Now my body's screaming like, dude, stop, this sucks. And then my mind goes, okay, well, let's negotiate between the mind and the body. Set a target and go for it. So the point of what we're presenting to you, 100 offers, is we're trying to push you past your limit. As David Goggins says, your mind you have a governor built in your mind. Your parents put it there, your school put it there, your colleagues, everybody you grew up put it there. Dude, take the governor off. You guys see, like I had a go-kart when I was a kid. It wasn't mine, it was the neighbors. We learned how to take the engine apart and take that little restrictor thing off. And that thing, it was scary how fast it went. It was only made to go 15 miles an hour. We got that thing up to 37, 38 miles an hour. You guys with electric bikes do the same thing. I do it with the golf cart. Do it in your mind. If you can do it with a machine, you can do it with your brain. Stop negotiating with yourself.
I see it happen all the dang time. So I'm surprised you're even alive. But hey, you got it. So we're talking about action over fear right now, right? So the act of making offers, I said this in the beginning, but the act of making the offer is 80% of the work. So if you show up every day, you're just going to become more confident, and in no time you're going to be a pro. Like, you're not going to be the same person after the 100th offer than the first offer. But if you had 0, you're literally at nowhere, and you've been nowhere for 4 months. Wholesaling is a marathon, not a sprint. Here's the best part about this marathon, though. It's not one day. This is a 6, 7, 8, 10, 15, 30-year marathon. And the coolest part about this 100 offers is you don't have to run the whole marathon in a day. You can run it in 30 days. Take it bite-sized pieces at a time. And so action over fear. And so we want to start making offers. We want to start making a ton of offers. We want to start making them fast. And we just want to start getting some deals. Well, what I have always found, and you too, right? Both of us, right? Is first and foremost, there are 3 ways to start going out here and making a bunch of offers really quick that's actually going to yield you results. 3 things. Number 1, you need a solid pipeline of leads. You need leads coming in, and you need people that actually you just want to get in front of people that say, hey, I want to sell my property. You need to get in front of those people. Number 2, you need to find qualified sellers. These are actually people that are really, really want to sell, right? So number 1 is about finding people that say, hey, I'm looking to sell. Number 2 is about finding, are you the right person for an offer? Because so many people make offers that the seller is never going to say yes. And you're wasting your time. And they could have been a yes, but you didn't know how to close them properly because you didn't condition them or qualify them or frame them the right way to make the right offer. And number 3, you're going to learn exactly the perfect closing techniques and the best ways to make the most solid offers possible in wholesaling real estate. And so that's what we're sharing today, and exactly how you can have success right now. If you're ready to go, I'm not going to start yet. I need everyone to comment that I am committing to doing 100 offers. I need a commitment here. I need a commitment from everybody watching this live that I'm going to make 100 offers in the next 30 days. If I don't get that, we ain't going forward, because I'll be straight up with you. If you're not willing to do this, just shut down the stream now. Shut it off. What's the point of me sharing this, right? If you're not going to make the offers, what is the dang point? So again, like we say, we need you to commit before we get through this. A lot of people say, they commit with a nice cash payment. I don't need your money, just need you to commit your time and your mental effort in your mind, right? I'm not going to be this guy that says, manifestation. Ooh. Like, I'm not going to say that to a point. I mean, there's some validity in that, but the thing about it is, if you mentally commit to something and you like commit it, you write it down, you type it at least, right? I mean, writing would be better. You're more likely to stick to it than not. And so that's why we're sitting on here. So we got okay, Raven, Andrew, we got Ernest, awesome, love it. There we go, Sandra, committed, love to see it. All right, let's see here. All right, Lisa, okay, trading, okay, we're getting some people, okay, we're getting some people on here. I like it. You know what? Good enough for me. I say we're committed. Shout to Lunar, committed. Wandra, William, awesome. Love to see it. So, okay, we got some committed people. I like that. Okay, all right. We'll go talk. All right. So let's talk about how to make offers really dang fast. And so if we're going to do 100 offers in the next 30 days, let's talk about it. 3 offers a day. That's really what it comes down to, more or less. It's kind of like, well, that's 90. It's like 3.3 offers. I mean, 4 is a little much. 3's not enough. So roughly 3 offers a day. You're looking at this, you're like stressed out of your mind. You're like, how in the world am I going to make this happen? That is way too many offers, because that's literally a year's worth of offers in 1 month. How do you even do that? Well, I'll be honest with you. We're going to do a little cheating. I'm not going to call it cheating, but the point is you guys just aren't making any offers. So we got to start just making offers ASAP. And so you're going to have about, for all these offers, you're going to make 80 FSBO offers and 20 off-market seller offers. I'll be honest, the 20 off-market seller offers is way enough for a month. I don't know if you've ever seen, I mean, have you seen anyone go 0 for 20 on a government list, drawing for dollars list, high equity list, vacant list?
Engagement on it for sure. No, you can't. If you go
20?
No, but if you write 2, I already know. Listen, if you make 2 offers, like, it's not going to work out. I'm just going to tell you. And most of you only writing 2 offers because you're trying to get the perfect lead, the perfect system. You're trying to get all the education. I'm telling you, man, like, give me someone to go out there and just beat down doors and make offers. I'm not telling you to make uneducated offers, but find someone that's qualified, engage them. You can still make a verbal, but like in the beginning, I used to just make verbal offers. And listen, we all want them to consent and do that, but you still got to get to the contract. I'm telling you guys, if you have the right person and they didn't commit to your verbal offer, get them a written offer. Because on average, between 10 and 15% of those people will engage you. So think about this. If I write 100 offers, I can get like 15 people to reopen the conversation. And sometimes they look at you in a different light when you write an offer, because it really does show an intent. It is a piece of paper. Now, the good thing is you're not overly obligated. I don't want you writing bogus contracts. That's not my goal. But if you don't go out there and swing the bat, you're going to go 0 for 0, and you only have you to blame. So guys, don't make the mistakes of people that don't make enough offers. And remember, don't write 100 crappy offers. Like, you're not going to get credit for that. Like, it's just, you're going to be busy, and busy means broke. So you're really going to have to step up your marketing games. You're really going to have to grind it out, because this is what wholesaling is about. I'm sorry you bought a course and they told you it was going to be super easy and you came back to freewholesaling.com. I'm telling you the truth. If more people got the truth, we'd attract the right people into wholesaling, and then we'd have a much higher success ratio. Guys, realize most people quit wholesaling because it's too hard. They're just wimps. Like, I don't know what else I'll tell you. If you're weak, don't come into wholesaling. It's going to eat you alive. So you have to understand, doesn't matter if you buy a course or you get it for free. You're going to have to make the same amount of action effort, period. Wholesaling doesn't care. And once you understand that, you'll take it a lot more seriously, and you know you're going to have to push the threshold on it. Think David Goggins, Navy SEAL. Think Eric Thomas, I want to breathe. I want to wholesale. I want to breathe. That's how bad I want it. Some of you just admit it. You don't want it that bad. That's why I'll try. Go try to work out. Let me know how that works out. I was at the gym today. I'm like, I give credit for people showing up, but I've watched the same people for 2 or 3 years. I'm like, at some point, you got to make this thing stick. So you can get the $100 an hour coach, or you can do it for free. Guess which guys usually win the most at the gym? What do you think? The guys that show up each and every day. Not the ones that hire the gym trainer and pay him all that money. They'll take your money all day long. Guys, life's all about how bad you want it. And if you want it bad enough, you'll write 100 offers.
There we go. That's all you can do. And I see people, I see some complainers in here. Generally, I have a question. If you're going to complain about this, let me know how many offers you've made this year. It's always silence. The biggest complainers are the ones not doing any deals. It's always funny to me.
That's the problem.
I hate how Zach's talking about making offers. Get to the point. The point is to make the offer. And if you're not focusing on it, I don't know what you're doing, right? Jeez Louise, man. But guys, of all the offers you're going to be making, about 80% of them should be for sale by owners. All right. And then 20% are going to be off-market sellers. So if you haven't done any offers, go to your market, go to the FSBOs, and just start making offers. What? I have to start making offers like today, like right now, like in the next 20 minutes? Yes. Yes. Yeah, I know that's not fun. Yeah, I know you're nervous, but that's the point. You got to get out of your comfort zone. That is the point. Jeez, man. If you're not making offers, you ain't making money. Okay, so first and foremost, how are we talking about FSBOs? Well, just go to Zillow, go to the for sale by owner section, and find anything over 80 days. I mean, I like 100 days, but let's make the sucker 80 days today. And what I want you to do is just offer 70% of the listing price at minimum. So if somebody has a property listed for 100 grand, multiply it by 70%, and that is your MAO. Done. What is going to stop you from doing this? And I promise you that if you do this, you're going to be less nervous after the 80th offer for the month doing FSBOs than not. That's it. It'll take you maybe an hour to make 10 of these out. It's not that much work. And you're going to find that you're going to be more comfortable, you're going to be more assertive, and you're going to be way more confident, right? Again, I talk about confidence a lot, but confidence is just a belief. And if you believe in yourself, you're going to just seem, quote, confident. And confidence is going to be you believe in yourself because you've done this so many times. It's like, well, I do believe because I've done it so much. It creates that belief. And it's all about belief. If you believe it can be done, it can be done. And so attack old FSBOs right now. I'd say about 80% of your offers should be doing this for this month. For those 100, about 80 offers this month. You're going to pull out deals. People are going to pull out deals doing this. And I'm not going to be all Mr. Nationwide around this, but if you can make a super stupid lowball offers and do this, most of the point of this is just to build confidence. And you're going to sound a lot better. And it's better to practice on Zillow FSBOs than it is to practice on actual real life motivated sellers. Let me repeat myself again. It's better to practice on these Zillow for sale by owner leads than it is doing it on motivated sellers. It drives me crazy, but like if you mess up with a really good probate deal, you ain't gonna make any money. But if you mess up with a FSBO, it's like it's a FSBO, right? Yep. And after you're going through 50 or 60 of those offers, you're gonna be like, okay, wow, I know what the worst of a seller can say to me. And then the off-market person is not gonna do that. And so you're gonna absolutely do really, really well here. And so build your confidence, 80 days on market, and then just build your confidence. That's your base. You get me? Number two, we're going to build out our pipeline of leads with government lists and free data. So it's for anybody that doesn't have any money. That's completely fine. If you want to keep your budget low, you can keep your budget low. But the one thing I can tell you is government lists and free data is where you need to be at. And so here's a good list you should be doing the 20% of the offers at, right? Digital bandit signs, probates, code violations. Go to our list of the month. So every single month, I actually pull a list and I call it my list of the month. For the government list of the month this month, I actually did all open code violations. Every single open code violation in Columbus, Ohio. I skip traced it using XLeads and I gave it to you guys absolutely for free. It's a list of 3,000 code violations all open. I give absolutely for free. On top of that too, you should be pulling pre-foreclosures, liens, evictions, fire damage properties, water shutoffs. Honestly, just go to Wholesaling.com and you'll figure out exactly how to pull these lists. Unfortunately, if I wanted to show you how to pull a pre-foreclosure list, this video would be kaput because of privacy policy, stuff like that. But if you go to Wholesaling.com, we have all uncensored, covered videos. It's the whole entire thing. It's all private and nothing in that course is publicly available on the internet. And that's pretty dang cool. It's all free. So the free data is your base. You get me? Like this is your solid base of deals. You're going to find if you're running a decent business where you're making 2-3 deals a month, you're going to be getting deals from this every single dang month. And the reason why it works so well is you get a list that nobody else can basically get. It's niched out. There's less people fishing in this pond, and that's why it's successful, right? Yeah. It's
Guys, everything you see on the screen is going to require effort. Oh, yeah. And you got to, if you're just going to pick I'm only going to do this one, that one. I'm watching some of the comments. I'm just assuming they're coming from new people, but like when you use the word seems or I heard, you're coming in the wholesaling with the wrong mindset. It's going to be brutal. Like most of you guys are just conditioned to fail in wholesaling because you're trying to take your old personality and inject it in the wholesaling. I'm telling you, when I switched from the corporate world to wholesaling, I I was forced to do a radical shift. And so here's the truth. You're going to have to kill the old version of yourself to become the wholesaler you want. And I know that scares you. It scared the crap out of me, but it's the truth. Like, why do you think, like, if you have a job 9 to 5 and you hate it and your boss isn't really paying you anything and there's no chance for promotion and you hate your job, why do you think you take that mentality and bring it over to wholesaling? Honestly, I'm going to just throw this out. It's going to piss some of you off. If you're complaining these comments, you're like, you have to stop complaining. Guys, I didn't stop complaining till my 30s. And we learned complaining is a disease that you get from the people you're around because they make excuses. You got to go, well, I got to have excuses. They have excuses. Get around people that make zero excuses. They just focus on solutions and making their life better. And watch all the time you have. People don't understand. Most people spend 2 to 3 hours a day complaining. Stop it. Number one, recognize the problem. We have your friends tell you, go, man, you seem to complain a lot. If someone's complaining in the comments, call them to the shift. You just need a shift. I promise you'll live. Every day you'll become a new person. Think about when you were a toddler where you are now. I am not even close to the person I was in my 20s and my 30s and my 40s and deep into my 50s. You're either growing or you're dying. Take a choice, guys. Stop using your old brain for wholesaling. It's not going to work. See, how many people are chasing houses? That's right. Only the strong are going to survive. But here's the best part. This isn't the NFL. The chances of your child or yourself making in the NFL, what do you think the percentage is?
It's like 1/10 of 1%.
Correct. Now, here's the good thing in wholesaling. Your odds are so much more, and you can make much more than an NFL player because they will only get 4 or 5 years to make that money.
Yeah.
And it's very taxing. It's an incredible skill set. But like, I'm not asking you to be 1/10. I'm just asking you to be better than the average person out there. You have to stop complaining. And you just start recognizing it. And you people say who get to the point, you're the problem. Because you're trying the skill set with your old personality, it's never going to work. Stop complaining. Start recognizing your issues. Start listening to people that tell you, us men, like, we don't listen sometimes. But in wholesaling, you're going to have to be a master listener. It's the only way you can solve people's problems. And you're going to have to become a master marketer. You guys saying, hey, is there a website where I can find motivated sellers? Oh, they're everywhere. But they're just going to take your money. They're going to mentally solve your problem, and you're just going to part with your cash, and then you're going to come back here and go, Rick, I spent $5,000 on this site, or I did a PPL, and it didn't work out. I go, I told you that up front.
I had a guy I was talking to on Tuesday. He lost $34,000 on PPC.
It's expensive.
And he didn't get one deal. And I'm like, that doesn't happen in cold calling. That doesn't happen in texting. But yeah, I had another guy. He lost 60 grand on PPL. Like, it's like, man, it's like a casino. It drives me crazy. But guys, like,
you got better odds at the casino.
You do. I mean, the problem is you don't hear about that. You don't hear about people losing 60 grand. Like, that's insane. You imagine you lose 60. There's these wholesaling methods out here. You lose 50, 60 grand and nobody tells you about it, right? You know, but hey, I'm the bad guy. Hey, what are you going to do? But guys, so these are exactly the top free lists. Guys, you can't lose money on these lists because you pull the list, you get skip trace for free, and boom. Like, you can't, it's infinite returns on your money on this. You're not losing any money doing this. This is risk-free list. That's why I like it so much. And the reason is no software really pulls this. So you can go out here and do it. It's insane. And so next here, you can use paid lists. Now, you would lose money if you don't get any deals from this list, technically. But honestly, you'd lose $100 maybe. I don't know. But you can also use paid lists and data. This is also what we're going to add on because sometimes you just don't have enough marketing on the government data. You might only have 1,000, 2,000 at most. So what you got to do is drawing for dollars. You know, I used to call drawing for dollars free. I'll be honest, I technically paid gas money, mileage, stuff like that. And so drawing for dollars is now under the paid list section. Reverse drawing for dollars, I mean, there's a cost to gas. And so reverse drawing for dollars, putting sticky notes out on houses, what?
You're going to factor in the cost of a computer and a cell phone next? It never stops.
I mean,
Guys, here's the point. Here's what I want you to understand about wholesaling. Most the word wholesaling has gotten so watered down, and I get it, somewhat under attack, but it just ain't for the faint of heart. The problem we're having in wholesaling is a lot of people are doing like realtor techniques to try to do wholesaling. Here's the definition of wholesaling. Here's what I was taught, and 23 years later, I don't change my tune. You minimize your risk, you maximize your reward. So if you're going to go to a paid marketing thing, you're skipping the most important part of wholesaling, which is marketing, which has always been the number one skill set. And you are maximizing your risk, and you're lowering the lowest chance of a reward. So do you see how we have a problem when we cross it? And I don't, like, I get it. They're smart marketers. They'll take your money. They're trying to solve problems for you. But the problem is there's no biscuit at the end of it. I promise you, if it was, all we would do is promote it. If I thought I could just, but the thing is, even if you could do it, eventually they would price it up so much where they wouldn't make it work. Guys, wholesaling is always about minimizing your risk, maximizing your reward. That's why it's so attractive to people that are broke. I was broke at 33. I had them go through the same thing, and most of you are watching it for the exact same reason. So why would you try to switch and just put out 10 grand on marketing? Listen, some of you, a lot of you aren't going to make it. I'm just going to tell you the truth. So why don't you go cut your teeth, go get your first 5 deals. Then you can invest. Then you can tell the marketers what your parameters are and see if they give you an ROI. But man, if you hire a marketing company up front with no experience, just do me a favor, go down the freeway and just throw $100 bills out the window, because that's all you're doing.
Exactly. So if you have some money, you can go invest in other tools to help you get some leads, right? You can do, again, drawing for dollars, reverse drawing for dollars. You can go to X Leads, which is the best wholesaling software. You can go pull some high equities, some vacant properties, absentee owners, tired landlords. You can actually have AI stacked lists, and you can stack it yourself. Cool part's $97 a month, comes with a free Go high level account and 15,000 skip traces. Now, the cool part about it is not one wholesaling software with free unlimited skip tracing is $97 a month with at least 15,000. And so it's pretty much the most no-brainer one. It's literally the only one that is under $100 that you get 15,000 skip traces, a CRM, a dialer, texting, all this stuff. And like I told you, people are not happy about it. But the reason is people can't make money off of this. And you know, oh yeah, you get free. It's the only software with free e-signing. So it's the only software with skip tracing, e-signing. Got a free e-signing on there, right? So if you're virtually making the offers, you need the e-signing. So that's how you get on the paid side, right? Now, I will say this, and I will die on this hill. Do not do any PPC. That is just a way to lose 15 grand. Don't do PPL. My bad. Typo. Don't know why I wrote that. You look very confused.
What's a BBL?
We're not going to get into that right now. That's for the younger generation to know the meme. I got out some memes in here, okay?
You're wearing my age on this slide.
Don't put BBL on Google when you go home. Just don't do that. Just don't put that on the. If you put that on your phone, you could get in trouble. Just don't do that. Okay. Well, you know, we're not getting into this right now. But basically, let me get you in trouble. You're gonna be at like some family event. And you're just gonna write BBL. What is it? All right, at dinner. Don't do that at dinner. Okay, just don't do that. You're at a dinner party. Don't put BBL on the. Okay, we'll talk about it later. But the point is, BBL it's fake. So I call it PPL as BBL. But that's the way I look at it. But don't do those fake leads. The reason I call them fake is you buy the lead, you think it's only yours, and that person signed up with 5 other people. You literally spent $500 on a lead when that person filled out 7 other forms. You spent $500 to get this lead. You know, they always say, that's exclusively my lead. You call them like, you're the 4th guy to call me. I spent $500 to get a lead with 5 other people to talk to you. That's fake to me. BBL wholesaling. Don't be doing it. So yeah, I say avoid PPL at all costs. And then next here is Facebook ads. Avoid Facebook ads. They don't work. And avoid lead gen agencies. I'll be straight up with you. Any of these lead gen agencies, and again, I'm going to get
for wholesaling.
A lot of people are going to be pooping on me over this, but these Facebook ads and lead agency people, I don't really talk about it too much. I've dealt with a lot of them over the years, and not all of them, but a lot of them are not good. I had I don't know how I should say the story, but we actually had a Facebook ad agency person expose me yesterday. They exposed Zach. It's over. It's done. His quote was, I ran ads for Zach on Facebook and he never paid me. That one's funny. That was on. Here's all I'm going to say. I laugh at that because I've never ran a Facebook ad in my wholesaling business with any agency. I've done it myself, never with an agency person. And this individual came to us 7 years ago, and they wanted to do Facebook ads for us. And I said, okay, possibly. And this was a while back.
Yeah,
I said, okay, I'll entertain it. We did some meetings. He said it would be a certain amount of money. And I said, okay, that's not really a lot. And he's like, yeah, it's not that bad. And then sign here. I said, like, okay, let's do it. And then he asked to do another Zoom with us. And I'm not going to tell you if the Zoom is recorded. I do have it. I do have a video, which this person did not know. I love when people expose me without knowing the information. And he proceeded to tell me on the Zoom call that he doesn't want any payments anymore for the Facebook ads before he runs it. I said, oh, you're going to do it for free? He said, it won't cost you a thing. I said, oh, really? He's like, yeah. What's going to happen is I'm going to get 20% of your company, and you're just going to give me equity of your whole company for, I said, for the rest of my life? He said, yeah, we're going to be partners. I'm going to own 20% of your company. I'm going to run your ads for free. I said, you want 20% of my multi-million-dollar wholesaling operations to run Facebook ads when I don't make any money on Facebook ads? Yeah. I said, are you going to pay for the advertising? No, you're going to pay for it. And so we cut this guy out because he asked for equity. And then we're like, okay, well, can we pay you? And we were told that we were going to be going to court and he's going to take 20% of our wholesaling operations. All recorded on a Zoom, by the way. All recorded on a Zoom, by the way.
No.
All recorded on a Zoom that this person didn't know I had a secret. I'm not going to call it secretly recorded. But yeah, so I just wanted to address that really quick. A lead gen guy decided he was going to expose me yesterday, and he forgot that we recorded that.
Two sides to a story.
So here's the reason I say the story is, first and foremost, screw whoever's trying to expose. Like, that's so funny to me. Like, I've never screwed one person in my life, but not in business sense, but I'm not getting into that. Okay. So basically, I've never screwed somebody over in business. And when somebody claims that, I take that pretty seriously. And it's insane. And the reason I'm saying that is, first and foremost, these lead gen Facebook people, you gotta be very careful, because they're going to be doing stuff where they're actually going to want 20% of your entire company. And not for the 20% of your deals, but 20% of the equity of your operations for the rest of your life. And crazy stuff.
It's completely one-sided. So we decided to pass. We never signed an agreement. And isn't it funny, like 7 years later, somebody comes out of the woodwork? That's fine, dude. You can ride the coattails all you want. You're never getting on them. Move on. Keep coming out of the woodworks. I just laugh. So if you ever want, if you truly did that, why aren't we in court? Let's battle it out. Like, it's just, to me, but you got to understand, lead gen companies, you have to, they get in your account, you have to fund everything and pay their fees on top of it. And we thought it was a poor decision 7 years ago, and we still, to this date, stick to it. So we want you to kind of learn from us.
20% of millions of dollars.
It's like absolutely insane. Crazy. It's like you didn't earn it. And we agreed on like a flat fee, and it never went forward. We never signed anything. We never funded anything. Mm-hmm. And now there's people who come out and, like, 7 years later, now you got a problem. Oh, you're popular on the internet. Okay, I get it. So it's just, and just so you know, the only people that ever attack me and Zach, most of them started, and I'll let them finish it. Knock yourself out. Most of them have a program that they feel that we're competitors with. Whoever helps people out the most, that's all we're trying to do. Oh, yeah. And at the end of the day, if I help people out on this live stream, that's my focus. If I piss people off along the way, so be it. It is what it is. Like, I tell you to go out and be the best wholesaler you can. So I got to give you the best information possible. So just understand, when people come out, there's always two sides of the story. Most of the time, we just take the high road and move on. It's just not worth it.
The reason is that person said they're going to take us to court. 7 years later, no court case, because
There's no agreement.
There's no agreement. So yeah, just FYI, the reason I say watch out these lead gen companies, a lot of them have this thing now, and it's kind of snarky. We're like, I'll do it for free. I'm just going to own equity in your company now. Yeah, guys, don't be signing crazy. These people are trying to get you signing insane stuff. And then they'll say, if you don't do it, I'm going to expose you. I had a real estate wholesaling coach. I'm not even going to get into it. Basically, I didn't want to buy their coaching program, and, you know, I got exposed for that. But hey, whatever. But guys, avoid PPL, avoid PPC, avoid Facebook ads, avoid these lead gen agencies. I guess there's some good ones out there, but most of them are just ripping you off, right? If someone's trying to charge you 15 cents for skip tracing, bro, get out of here, right? Just avoid it. I see a lot of these lead gen agencies have like VAs. You pay them $9 an hour. They pay them $2 an hour under the table. I just be very careful and generally avoid on market. Now, on market's like the biggest what if, because I do know a lot of people making money on market. I just don't prefer it. I don't think you should be doing it. But there are people that do succeed with it. But I say avoid it. But it's not because it's going to be this thing you're going to lose a lot of money on. Because the thing about on market, which is attractive, is you are not going to, if you don't spend any money on market, you just call agents on Zillow, you're not going to lose money. Not like Facebook ads or something like that, right? But it breaks my heart to see a wholesaler lose 30 grand. I was talking to this guy the other day, 30 grand, man, dude, crazy. And so again, why do I say to avoid these things? Again, I say it with facts. I don't say it because I just feel like it. I say it for a reason. No independent party that I've ever seen have ever claimed a good return on investment with any of those lead gen strategies that I mentioned that didn't sell a course or run some agency to try to sell you money. Basically, what this means is there's nobody outside of somebody that sells a course that tells you that this method works. There's really nobody outside of this method that doesn't own some type of agency to go tell you to do it. Now, when I say independent, I mean, there's probably one or two. I'm talking about a group of 100. You can't name 15 people off any of these methods doing really good on it. That's what I found. And they're not really hitting 3x returns on ad spends. And so when I don't see a 3x return on ad spend, I don't see the point of it, right? I was talking to somebody who was claiming they're getting a 15 to 20x on PPL. I'm talking to them right now. I'm trying to get some verification because they don't sell a course on it. I'm trying to verify with this person. Maybe I'll eat my words. But that's one person. That's great. Let me see if I can find 100 of them. But most of these, no. I will tell you this, though, and I will put this in red ink on the bottom because I try to be as transparent as possible. I do know people who do make money on MLS and they don't spend any money, and that's pretty legit. And I'll say SEO is pretty legit. I'll be straight up with you. A lot of the SEO guys are going to, you're not going to make money on, but there are SEO people that absolutely crush it. They do really good. And so SEO, if you know what you're doing it by yourself, you could make a lot of money. Just being honest. Okay. So how to reach out to these lists right when you pull the data. So there's free and paid ways, obviously, of doing this. Number one, first and foremost, if you have no money and you want to go cold call these lists, Google Voice. It's free. You dial, you smile and dial, you get deals. Number two, text motivated sellers on Google Voice too. Google Voice is free. You get a phone number, you can text. I recommend you text about 5 people an hour. So that's going to be about 50 in 10 hours. So really not that bad. You can reverse drive for dollars too. So you put sticky notes out. Again, I'm calling it paid. We have difference of opinion, but no big deal on that. Email blasting is free on Google. Basically, it's definitely Google Sheets and Gmail kind of combined on this software. So Google developers created this mail merge software developed by Google itself of how you can basically email blast inside of Google Sheets. It's really cool. Inside of freelisting.com, we teach you how to do that. Door knocking is another good one that's free. And then you can do some blasting out using XLeads Ninja Mode. XLeads Ninja Mode, again, is our dialer, CRM, e-signing service, and SMS. It also does voicemails. And you can SMS blast and cold call basically using XLeads Ninja Mode. And that's going to be the best way for you to go out here, attack, find motivated sellers, and make offers. So some of these are free, some of these are paid. This is what it is right here. Now, how do you get the phone numbers? Well, this one's pretty obvious, right? Either you pay for the information or you get it for free. So if you have no money and you want to get a data set and you want to get skip traced, you can go to truepeoplesearch.com, you can go to cyberbackgroundchecks.com, or you just go to xleads.com. So if you have no money, go to True People Search, put in the address, and you'll get the phone number back. The problem is when you're doing like 1,000, it might take you 15, 20 hours to get the 1,000 phone numbers. It's very manual. It takes a long time. So it'd be nice if you just upload a list of, 10,000 leads and get 10,000 skip traces back. And that's pretty cool. That's what XLeads is. Again, you get the CRM and everything for free, but it's 15,000 skip traces included absolutely for free, plus the software. And you just go to xleads.com. Again, why am I promoting XLeads? It's like, well, I could promote another software, but it's way more expensive and you need way more skip traces and it doesn't come with a dialer or texting or e-signing. I mean, XLeads is kind of the most no-brainer if you're going to pay for a software. Now, once you start going out here and blasting out the sellers and getting deals and getting people that want to sell, then we can actually go out here and start talking to sellers. But it's very important to qualify them. So what's your definition of qualifying here?
Honestly, just verifying if they have, number one, an interest in selling the property. They don't have an interest in selling the property. The only way you can motivate them is with a really high offer, which is counterproductive to wholesaling. So if we understand that, then we have to go through a qualification process. And you should do it in order so you don't waste your time. I don't want to have a 30-minute conversation and then find out they have zero interest in selling the house and they plan on dying there. So just be polite and move on. But some of you guys have very long conversations. It's just kind of a waste of time. So I need to find people that need to sell their house. So understand the fundamentals between want and need, but there's a process you have to go through. It's called qualification. We've oversimplified it at freewholesaling.com. And just go to freewholesaling.com. We'll show you how to do it. I'll show you in the slide flow. But guys, here's somebody who wants to sell their house. They just put it on the MLS. There's a realtor representing it. And you go and try to make an offer on that. Like, you're literally wasting your time starting off the bat doing that. And I get it. Sounds easy up front. It's going to be brutally hard at the end. So remember, if it's super easy, it's going to be the hardest way to do it. Just do the hard up front. That's why we're kind of showing you how to get up and running to do 100 offers. But 100 offers don't count if you're going to do it through a realtor that's like on market. It's just a waste of time. Now, maybe 6 months, maybe 3 months, maybe 9 months, maybe a year. They're going to be wide open to your offer. And you can mix them in and pepper them in. So we need to find people that need to sell these properties. How do we do it? We go through a qualification process. It's pretty straightforward. And those questions will key on if you have a motivated seller, someone who needs to sell versus somebody who wants. Now, sometimes the property's motivated, which is more common, which means the property's just ugly, it's ran down, it needs a lot of repairs. And then sometimes the seller's motivated, they have a financial need, the house is in foreclosures, is in probate. If you ever get a motivated house and a motivated seller, you struck gold. But odds are you're going to find a motivated property and the seller doesn't seem quite motivated. We're going to continue to follow up with them. That's what we talk about. Those are the ones that are key on making offers. Because at some point, you know they have to sell that house. If they're in foreclosure, at some point, they can either make a decision or the decision is going to be made for them. Your job is to help them be a guide and help them solve their problem.
There we go. And so again, if you have someone that says they're looking to sell their property, make sure they need to sell and make sure they need an offer. Don't give offers to people. Just give me an offer. Well, like, were you thinking about selling the property? Again, one line we really like using is, hey, Mr. Seller, like, before I was talking to you, were you considering selling it? No, but just give me an offer. Okay, that's something they don't need. They want an offer. They don't need an offer, right? Very, very, very clear distinction here, right? And so how do you qualify a seller, right? Well, very important, we kind of go through two specific things, right? Number one, I like to use my MCTP script. And it's hard to describe it, but it's like you're just getting a feel if they want to sell it or not, right? And so MCTP stands for motivation, condition, time frame, and price. So again, you're going to ask about motivation. Why are they looking to sell the property? C, condition. You can tell me a little bit more about the property. T is time frame. When are they looking to sell? And P is price. What ballpark range are they looking to sell the house for, right? And you're just going to get a feel in that MCTP conversation if they're actually looking to sell or not. Now, the next one here is conditioning them for a yes or no decision. Now, I've said this a lot, and I'll continue to keep saying this, but the biggest clown type, the biggest like meme of putting that clown makeup on, the only way you're going to be a clown when it comes to making your offers and feel like a loser is when you make an offer without conditioning them. And what I basically mean by this is if you make an offer to somebody and they hit you with a maybe, like you're screwed. It's the worst possible scenario for any offers or negotiations. So if you go to a seller and you say, "Oh, would you take $100,000 for the house?" I'll think about it. Like, wait. Rick taught me this secret. What do you got to wait about? I need to talk to my wife. But how about I sweeten the pot right now? I do 105, you sign right now. Well, dude, I need to talk to my wife. But what's really stopping you from wanting to sign? I need to talk to my wife. Dang, I guess my closing tactics aren't working. Guys, if somebody has an excuse in their mind that they want to not do anything, I'm being real with you right here. The maybe is the worst possible thing that could happen, because a maybe creates time, and time will kill all your deals. What you want to do is you want to talk to the seller before you give an offer. And here's the thing: once you give that price out, you can't kind of put that back in Pandora's box. It's already been thrown out there, right? And some sellers will ghost you after you give an offer, and so that's why you kind of get them right there, get them closed. And so what you can do is, hey, Mr. Seller, like, are you ready to make a decision? Oh no, I have to wait for my wife to be home before I can make a decision over the phone. Oh, great. Well, let me call you back when your wife's home. Done. The thing about it is, when he said, "Oh, I'll talk to my wife," he gets off the phone, talks to the wife. This guy Zach says $100,000. Oh, that's way too low. I don't like that. Don't call him. Okay, honey. And then you're ghosted. Versus if you did it over the phone, you could answer that objection. And I don't know you, this has happened a lot. When I was first getting started wholesaling, I would drive 2 hours to an appointment. I give him an offer, say, "I'll think about it. Come by tomorrow." Sure, buddy. Great. And then you go 2 hours back to the house the next day, like a real clown. 2 hours, so that's 4 hours. That's 8 hours already of driving. You come for the second appointment, and he says, it's like, "Well, I was thinking about, you offered me 100. I got to be at 140. Well, could you take 120? I'll think about it. Come back tomorrow." And you're in this cycle of being in the friend zone. I mean, the maybe is the worst possible thing. You imagine you get on one knee one day and you say, "Babe, will you marry me?" I'll think about it. Like, that's bad. You don't want to be doing that. You don't want to be doing that. And guess what? You guys are being treated like that. You're in a toxic relationship with your motivated sellers. Okay? You need to be all in. Okay? And it's the worst thing to happen. I mean, you hate the maybes, right?
It's the worst. And honestly, guys, it's probably the most common objection you're going to get from motivated sellers. Why? Because maybes, what does maybe win? Like, you ever had a parent goes, maybe. Let's go get some ice cream, Mom. Maybe. Do I get in the car? Do I go in the house? What do I do? Or worse, when you're in high school, you ever ask somebody to the prom and they go, "Let me think about it." And your confidence just gets shattered. I call it the friend zone. It's the worst thing in the world. And the preconditioning statement, what it does is it allows you to fall back and hold them to their word. And honestly, it also filters out the people that don't want to make a decision. Wouldn't you rather know before you go through an entire presentation, write an offer, and do everything? Oh, yeah. Listen, it doesn't eliminate it, but it gives you a lever to call upon them and go, like you said, you wanted to make a decision. It also gives you a gauge when you're qualifying on their sense of urgency. Yeah. Who wants to drive 2 hours if they're going to meet with like 7 other people? They're going to need a realtor. I'm just going to send them. That's the one I go through X-Leads and send an e-offer. And I just work them over the phone. This is how virtual wholesaling came about, because people didn't want to waste time. It's all about efficiencies. But when you do virtual, you have to do more volume to offset it, because you're never going to meet a person. You're never going to beat a person belly to belly, but we got to be efficient. I love doing it locally. I love doing it virtually. But guys, the precondition statement, I can tell people who do wholesaling and who don't. You get checked enough in the friend zone, the maybe zone, you'll learn quick. I'm like, I don't want to go there anymore. Who wants to waste hours of their time when they're just going to use you against another wholesaler or another cash buyer, fix and flipper, or worse off, a realtor? And that's how you stay out of that zone. Is it 100%? No, but it will double your odds on being able to close people because you get rid of the tire kickers sooner than later. Maybe they just need some more time and some more pain before you present to them. That's the goal of the preconditioning statement. And guys, it works. I have all the data to show it works. And I've trained thousands of people. I know it works. The only time it doesn't work is when you're not working with a motivated seller. I agree. It's not going to work on a non-motivated seller. PPL is a perfect example. They're filling out all these forms trying to get an offer. They're going to check you no matter what you say because it's just about price. Guys, if it's just about price, it's not truly wholesaling because you eliminated the marketing aspect. So doing the precondition not only saves you time, it helps you identify if you truly have a motivated seller. And nobody wants to be used as a pawn. We never got to this level to be checked and go, let me think about it. Maybe nobody even understands what it means. Honestly, I'm more confused when I get a maybe than I get a no. I like a no. I like it. It's clear cut. I can rebuttal it. A maybe, it's like,
there's no rebuttal to it.
I'm going to option you. If nothing better comes along, I'll think about it.
You can try to be slick, like, why are you at maybe? What can I change a maybe to a yes? My wife has to be home. Can you pick her up and take her? Like, there's just some ones where like you can't win on this one, right?
It's never 100%.
No, and so you have to condition a seller. This basically sets the seller up to make a decision on selling it. The cool part about this is very, very rarely this will ever hurt your deal. Never, ever, ever is going to hurt the deal. Okay, it's the benefits very much outweigh the cons of it. And what I mean by this is no seller's going to be offended that if you're asking if they're ready to make a decision. No one really gets offended at that. And guess what? And if they're actually not ready to make a decision, they would let you know so you don't waste your time or their time. So you just want to make sure they're ready to make a decision. I know it sounds crazy, but it's so simple. So here's my script for conditioning a seller. Hey, Mr. Seller, before I go out here and see the property, just want to make sure, are you ready to make a decision right now on selling it? Hey, Mr. Seller, before I make you an offer, right, for virtual wholesaling, are you ready to make a decision on selling it today? It's just simple question. I don't know. Here's the thing, Rick, right? I like you a lot, but I want to get 5 offers before I make a decision. Hey, wow. At least you told me that now, right? At least I know. And the thing about it is sometimes you go, well, I want 5 people to come by my house. Well, can I be the last one? And then that basically what that means is I'll be the 5th offer, and then you can make a decision when you see me.
Yeah.
Perfect. You set expectations. And the problem is when you just go out there and oh wow, it's bad to say that. It's not bad to say that. And my favorite part about that is the tire kickers. They'll say, yes, I'm ready to make a decision. Great. At least a tire kicker, or at least someone will always say no to your high offer though. And the most important part about this, and I don't know why this is talked about enough in wholesaling, but motivated sellers are the biggest procrastinators I've ever seen in my dang life. I'm not dissing anyone. I'm just saying they're all very much procrastinators.
Motivated for a reason.
And what's the definition of procrastinating pretty much, right? Let me look at the real definition of procrastinating. The definition of procrastinating is to delay or postpone an action. To put off something. That sounds pretty dang similar to wholesaling when it comes to someone not saying maybe. I mean, does this literally sound like a maybe to you? Hey, do you want to sign a contract? I'm going to delay or postpone this action of me selling this house or signing a contract. So I'm going to say, remember, what's delaying? Saying no is denying. Saying maybe is delaying. Right here. So saying no to something is a denial. To say maybe is a delay. Think about that for a second. So your sellers are literally procrastinating. And how do you stop a procrastinator? You make them do something. And you got to catch them in a trap. I'm not going to lie. It's kind of like a trap, more or less. But what this trap is, you basically trap them into making a decision. Are you ready to make a yes or no decision? The art of saying yes or no is a decision in itself. You made them upfront agree to make a decision which they don't want to do. Boom. Got them in the Pokemon ball. Catch! You caught them! And so when they say, oh, Rick, I'm going to think about that offer. Well, hey, you said you were going to make a decision today. I know I'm a man of my word. Are you a man of your word? The reason I say that is people have massive egos. Most people. Their egos are insanely big. I'm a man of my word. Okay, well then make a decision. Yes, I'll sign it. You can use ego to get deals signed. Not a lot of people know that or even talk about that, but it's a great way to do it too. You can feed it for your own advantage. And so conditioning a seller is what we do, and it works really dang well. This always works good for off-market properties. If you're doing on-market, it's going to be way less effective. And it's not going to be as effective for FSBOs either, but I'm talking about off-market on like paid or government lists. That's going to be the best here. Yeah, for the right timeline too, right? And then from there, you start making solid offers. A solid offer has 3 things for the recipe, right? When you make an offer to this motivated seller. Number 1 is a belief. You can call this confidence. You can really call this whatever you want. But if you don't believe in yourself, how is the seller going to believe in you? That's a Rick N quote, by the way. But if you don't believe in yourself, how is the seller going to believe in you? Here's the thing about belief and confidence to a point. If I talk to you and I don't believe I actually don't believe I'm going to get the deal. I'm going to start saying this. Hey, would you take $100,000 for the house? Like, I have no belief in myself. And then I say, would you take $100,000 for the house? The only difference between the two, well, you don't stutter. Well, you're not stuttering because when you don't believe, you're lying, right? And when you lie, you're like, too much is going on in your brain. It's very hard to keep a lie going. And that is exactly why if you just have a belief in yourself, you're going to sound way better. And the thing about it is I've done these social experiments on the YouTube channel before, but I'll bring somebody who's deathly scared to talk to me, right? Or they're deathly scared to go talk to a motivated seller. Hey, Zach, and they're like very nervous. I say, oh, is that a Fortnite poster behind you? Oh, yeah, that is a Fortnite poster. I'm like, oh, how many wins do you have in Fortnite? Oh, they go from, I have 45 wins in Fortnite and and this, I love this video game and this is what I use for that. I'm like, oh, wow. What's the difference between the two? Oh, you believed in what you were saying. That's why you went from stuttering to no stuttering. Unless you have some stuttering thing, right? But it's because you believed in what you were saying. And so belief fundamentally is what confidence is, right? My definition of confidence is a belief in the words you say and the things you do. That's all it takes. And most people have to go through a lot of experience to build that belief. But there's no law saying that you have to cold call 1,000 hours before you could start believing you could do it. There's no law. There's plenty of things you've done that you believed you can do without doing it at all. Right? Mm-hmm. And that's kind of the point here. And so confidence and belief is going to be the biggest one, right? Again, I'm using belief because a lot of people use confidence in a weird light. They think it's something that takes time. Number 2, you need the right script, which will show you the right ones to do. And then most importantly, you need the right seller. Repeat after me. Not every seller needs an offer. You can walk away from a bad deal, right? Some sellers, I don't even give an offer. You're not even worth it. And to a point, it's like, you know what? You're not ready now. And I don't want to give that offer out because trust me, it makes follow-up a lot more difficult. You know what? You need about 5 or 6 months, right? You need way more follow-up. And then we'll go meet you at the house. Some sellers are like that, right?
Yep, definitely. I mean, it's just human nature, guys. You just got to go through enough iterations and you'll figure it out. The purpose of our training is to save you some of the aggravation and the grief. And guys, we have to get through people. We have to be empathetic. We got to hear them out, listen to their problems. But if you're not going to qualify them, if you're not going to hold them to the fire on a preconditioning statement, you're going to give up a lot of your control and you're going to give up a lot of your time. And after a while, you'll learn. So heed the advice. It works.
But what's control in negotiation? It's that price.
Correct.
And when you get the price out.
Guys, there's so many things you can learn at freewholesaling.com. I mean, me and Zach try to cover as much as we can in the hour and a half, but like If you got someone who's just give me a price, if you don't check them, you go work at McDonald's, because that's what a McDonald's, and they're going to replace the McDonald's employees with the kiosks. So don't be a kiosk. Don't be a McDonald's employee. I'm not knocking on it. I'm just telling you, is it doesn't work that way in wholesaling. And we're definitely not realtors. So remember, you have to solve problems. If you're going to solve a problem by giving the highest offer, it's not wholesaling. It's not. You're just a cash buyer. And cash buyers typically are eager to overpay for stuff. That's why wholesalers are in business today.
That's it. And so what we're going to share here too, right, is the right script, because the right script is going to be actually pretty dang important here. So let's talk about the right script for success, okay? And so let's break this all down. There are currently 3 main ways to go out here and give a script out to the seller. Number 1 is going to be what I call the standard lowball offer. This is where I think you are probably the most used to about this. But this is the whole like perfect world scenario. How many books behind you do we have where they talk about the perfect world with real estate for an offer? Like, look at all these books. I mean, we got books from the 70s, 80s. I think their sales books are cool, right? Those, what's that guy? Zig Ziglar, right? Brian Tracy? I don't know the other guy's name. But, you know, used to do that used to be your main thing, is the perfect world close. 2003?
Yeah.
It was. What was your old one in 2003? Definitely evolved.
No, it was just, listen, I've tried everything out. I've, like, every book back here was like my training from 2003 on.
These are books from the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
You know, everything from Tony Robbins, the Zig Ziglar, Brian Tracy, like it's endless. Carlton Sheets, I've done all his programs. There's just too many to name. But like everything I formulated is trial and error. That's it. I don't care what other people say. I just know it works. So I always look at the proof in the pudding as opposed to what like people tell you. And after a while, you get a hang of it. And like one of my old lines is kind of like in the perfect world. If I, you know, what would be the offer if I were able to take over your house? What would be the number that make you work? Sell it to me and walk away. I literally said it like that. I was so bad, and it still worked to a point back then. I've learned a lot more since then, and most of my trainings and stuff. But I started with sales books and worked my way backwards, and I found out if you can just be transparent and get people to give the vision in their head. So many wholesalers try to tell people what they need to get for their house. You got to think about like what do they need to let go of that house? Now, if you have someone who goes, I need $1 million, or if the price is right, those aren't the sellers. They don't deserve an offer. They really don't deserve your time past the qualification. So like, hey, Mr. Seller, in the perfect world, what would be an agreement where you would let go of this house and be happy? You know, just little things like that. I've tried everything. And you know what? All I learned is I consistently showed up and I consistently did it. And after a while, you kind of figure out your spiel that works the best. Being trustworthy, telling them the truth and being authentic and being persistent is the formula for wholesaling. It's not this magic. That's why I don't train you a specific word on how to close people. Closing means you're pushing it to get the deal signed. Now, we all want that. But a motivated seller, either you solve their problem or you don't. And the people you're trying to close are the people that really need realtors, and you're usually wasting your time. So you just got to find ways. Like, I've been through every book, every iteration, and I found I threw the sales thing out the window, and I spent most of my time on marketing. And then I found people that were off market, direct to seller, that needed to sell. And all I have to do is help them, listen to them, repeat back how I can solve their problem, and then I make them a very low offer. And just repeat it over and over again. The ones trying to sell and the trying like this close, I mean, it sounds good, but like in wholesaling, if you find the person that's motivated enough to sell their house to get rid of it, like a pawn shop, and they're out there every day, guys, there's 330 million people in this country. There's a certain amount of people that are using their house as a piggy bank, and the piggy bank is broke. And our job is to find them, listen to them carefully, be empathetic, solve their problem, and do it over and over again. That is the art of wholesaling. Everything else, pure distractions, waste of time. You want to be a realtor? Go get your realtor's license. Knock yourself out. I don't know what to tell you on that. So,
So one thing I would tell you here is it's tried and true. Hey, perfect world, what price would it be at? 200. and then you hit him with you counter back with a low ball. Pretty simple, right? Pretty simple. It's insane. Now, for this challenge, there's a lot of ways we could go into a whole deep analysis. Here's the transgressional analysis on ARV, the exact offer price. It's calculated, blah, 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 blah. I get people telling me, oh, you have to minus off your assignment fee. In what world in wholesaling do we want to cap how much we're going to make?
Yeah, never. Ever.
Guys, you make the lowest. Here's my thing. You make the lowest dang offer you possibly can. There's a reason why Ashton made $60,000 on his first wholesaling deal, because he didn't say, okay, I'm going to calculate it and I'm going to minus off $10,000 of my assignment fee. That he would have made $10,000, But no, he decided he was going to lowball and make 60 grand. So here's how you make an offer. Think of an offer that scares you. Oh wow, that's insultingly low. Okay, now cut that down by 30 more percent. So if you think 100 grand is a super low ball offer 60. Why not? They'll just counter. I don't know the fear of lowballing anymore, right? It drives me crazy. Go for the no. Hit him with the low ball. I mean, this thing's worked since 2002 for you, 2003. So it's going to work. Now, the next one is what I'm calling the reverse price anchor. Now, this used to have another name, but everyone goes crazy when I change the names of things. So we all know what price anchoring is, right? Price anchoring is you spit out $120,000, and then that's really low compared to where they were at. And then you counter and anchor where their price is at. Price anchoring's been, every single book in here talks about price anchoring. Everyone got so upset with me when I called it the method that I used to call it. So I'm just going to call it the reverse price anchor. You know why I don't like price anchoring? Because when you do price anchoring, you have to build rapport. If you don't have rapport with price anchoring, they get very upset at you very dang quick. And they're going to blame. Guess who they're going to blame? They're going to blame you. And so this is reverse price anchoring, which basically means you can price anchor without building any rapport at all, which is kind of nice. And so basically what a reverse price anchor is it's the same script as, you go out here and mention a low offer first, but you basically say, hey, go out here, and what I'm going to tell you to do is go out here, and when you talk to a seller, go find somebody in the wholesaling community. Talk to Rick. Hey, what would you offer on this deal? You'll say, oh, I'd offer 50 grand. Okay, cool. Go to the seller and just say, hey, I was talking to my partner Rick, and he said he wanted to buy the house for 50 grand. Use a real person so you have the most confidence in the world, right? Don't use a fake person. Use a real person. But basically, you can go do that. Go to X Leads, whatever the wholesale price is, just say Zach offered it, because use me. I don't really care. But I'm a real person, and I really calculated that. The whole software did it. So do whatever you want. But the thing about it is you're going to hit him with, I was talking to my partner, Rick, and he said he wanted to buy it for around $140,000. They'll say, well, that's way too low. I know, Rick's crazy. What price works for you? That's what a reverse price anchor is. Crazy, right?
Simple. It's guys, it's been around. It's been around forever, and it takes the edge off of you, because it's like some of you guys feel bad when you make an offer.
You technically didn't offer anything.
Yeah, you technically didn't offer, and it just listen. It's like fishing. You got to throw a lure out there and just see if they take. Listen, if you agree with it or not, it's what gets the result in the end. Yeah. You can break down wholesaling. No one person has a right way. It's my way or the highway. It's ridiculous. Guys, all we do is share our experience of wholesaling. If it resonates with you and it works, great. If you want to be a wholesaler, I promise you'll get a lot more traction the way we do it. If you want to do pseudo realtor, do the other way. Feel good. You're not going to make a ton of money, but the idea is it takes the edge off of it, because some of you guys don't like to be like, oh my God, that's a terrible offer, Rick. I hate it. And you feel ashamed about it. I'm giving you tools to get through it. I still do it to this day. It works. It works. That's why it's used. If you don't like it, get over it. I don't know what to tell you. It's only going to work with motivated sellers. If you want to do on-market properties, you're wasting your time. Use what works. We just share data that works with us.
Exactly. And that's how I'd be doing it. I mean, that's the second one. Now, the third one is going to be what I like calling it the dollar bill method. And this is really for the sellers to say, I have no idea what price I want to be at. I have zero idea. Well, first of all, that's a lie. Quit the cap. That's a lie. Okay, so I have no idea. Okay, if you have no idea, let's go over the questionnaire. Here's my questionnaire, okay? Number 1, would you take $1 million for this house? Yeah! Okay, we have established your top end. Would you take $1? If I gave you $1, would you sell me this house? No! Okay, well, what price in between that works for you? And I know that sounds stupid, but these sellers will play mind games with you, and they legit will justify in their mind because sellers think of crazy excuses. You might not know that. Yeah. I have no idea. Okay, if you have no idea, then would you take $1 million or $1, right? What's in between there? And then boom, they have to say something. They'll say, well, I don't know. Would you take $2? No. $3? No. Remember, you're testing their patience. After about $6, they're going to start losing their patience. $40,000. Okay, so I had to go up to $1, $2, $3, $4. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Drives me crazy. But that method works too. I mean, you got some other good one-off. You got some.
I like to use. So listen, your words have power.
They do.
So one of the easiest ways I find is disarming people and instead of saying, what will you, instead of using the word offer, ask, and even the word sell, there's a time and place for it, is what do you need to get rid of this property? A lot of them are like, what do you mean by that? I go, well, I'm just looking around, and what do you need to get rid of it? What I'm saying is, what's your bottom line number? And you're doing it subconsciously to them. They're like, get rid of it. What do I need to get rid of? Once again, I'm testing their motivation. I'm making sure I have the right fit. I have the right motivated seller. Because people who want top dollar, guys, if the only way you can win that deal is through price, you're not in a wholesale deal. You're not even close. So using words that disarm people, what do you need to move on? What do you need to get rid of it? Listen, if I was able to somehow take over your property, I'm not saying I can, what would that number be to have you move on? And I can test people out, but those words kind of crawl back in their mind. And remember, when you're buying real estate, especially in the wholesaling, if you chase, say here's your seller, if you chase them, the price will always go up, or they think you get more. What we do is we disarm it, where we kind of go back like this, and they go, wait a minute, why isn't he chasing me? And you kind of feed into, listen, we buy problematic properties, guys. If you do it the way we teach you, you're buying problems. They know they have problems. They want to get rid of it for one reason or the other. Don't chase. The goal is to see if they will come your way, even in the slightest. Because if you have to go that way, I promise you, you will not win on price.
Yeah, I agree. And so be very, very careful here. I mean, any of these three is going to work. It's whatever makes you feel most comfortable. Like literally, whatever gives you the most confidence, do any of those. I say try those offers on all these sellers to see which one works best for you. But guys, time is of the essence. It's time to get to work. 100 offers in the next 30 days. Talk to sellers and make some dang offers. Now, let me be honest with you, okay? In this journey, in the next 30 days, you're going to stumble on your words. Okay, first and foremost, you are going to mess up. You are going to get tired. Okay, you're not going to want to keep going. But the one thing I can tell you is you will get a wholesaling deal if you make these 100 offers in the next 30 days. It's going to happen. The thing is, you have to go out here and make the offers. That is the point. Without the offers, you are not going to make any money in this business. And so 100 offers, 30 days, 0 excuses. Let's get to work, right?
Get to work.
I'm excited. So that is our 100 offers challenge. I'm telling everyone right now, make it a thing. Just write on your board, 1 offer, 2 offers, 3 offers. Get all the way to 100. You're going to get some results, guys. I promise you. It's so simple to win now. It's so easy. And if you want to join the free wholesaling community, just go to freewholesaling.com.